Welcome to Essex County College's Community Education Forum TV series. Now here's your host, Mr. Alfred Bundy.
Welcome to Essex County College Community Education Forum. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy, and the Executive Director for Institutional Advancement here at the college. There are reports of over 20 million young people using social media daily, and many of those are college students. We will discuss some of the pros and cons of social media with my special guest. Recently, we went to visit distinguished Professor Jennifer Wager in her department. Professor Wager is the coordinator of new media technology and communications at the college. We will talk to Professor Wager about social media, the internet, and much more. Let's hear what she had to say.
So I'm the coordinator for the Art, New Media, Technology, and Communications programs here at ECC, which are incredibly popular. We have some amazing, fascinating courses, everything from photography to animation to new media technology, cinema, our Cinema 101 Introduction to Film, and our History of African American Film course are both increasingly popular. And of course, our graduates go on to many prestigious schools like Rutgers, NYU, and so forth. Well, in terms of, there's a lot of controversy and back and forth about whether the internet is good or bad. But I like to situate it historically, in the sense that you've always had these debates about new media technology, right? Whether that's when radio was first invented, whether that's when TV started rolling out, or film itself. There has always been a debate about, whether things are good or bad, right? So I think it's good to situate it historically. Of course, we have a situation now with the internet that many of the major companies that really kind of operate our internet infrastructure, whether that's social media or Google or so forth, or Amazon, that many of these companies, they're huge companies, they're owned by billionaires, and of course, they're some of the largest profit-driven companies in the world today. So obviously, when profit is the motive, oftentimes, some not so good things pop up. So I think that's probably the underlying reason why we do see some discussions about the negative effects of the internet. In terms of social media and its impact on young people, there have been several studies, scientific studies done that really look at the very real impact on our young people, whether that's suicide, depression, body image issues. All of those are very real. A lot of our young people, especially with the impact of the pandemic, are going through and feeling really strong feelings of alienation that social media can amplify. And it's also in a very real way rewiring our brains with the dopamine reward system that's built into the system itself for social media. So that, that's having a real impact, and oftentimes a negative impact on our young people's mental health. On the other side of it, social media is a major way for young people to express themselves, and many times that can have a positive impact on one's mental health, whether it's neurodiverse young people who are exploring those issues online or through social media, or young activists who are fighting racism or sexism through various social movements on social media. I think in terms of, obviously, in America, we have a real racism problem. That's a historical fact. And so you've seen, especially in these last, say, decade or last few years, you've seen a rise in hate speech, racist acts, violent racist acts. So obviously, that's across the board in our society. Now, in terms of specific social media, I think you have to look at all social media in terms of how racism plays out and helps further racist or even fascist speech and acts in the U.S. In terms of Twitter, of course, it was recently acquired by Elon Musk, who's a billionaire who also owns Tesla and has various space ambitions. So he's also a billionaire who has a very right-wing orientation. He routinely retweets white supremacist content. Once he acquired Twitter, he let go, almost the entire content moderation staff, which was moderating a lot of the racist content and keeping it from getting on Twitter. So we've already seen an uptick in racist content on Twitter. But I will say that it's not just Twitter. I mean, you have to look at Facebook as well. Facebook has a history of allowing right-wing racist speech. You saw that in the 2016 elections and so forth. So it's a larger problem than just Twitter. So in terms of social media and children, I would say, for parents or any caretaker of children, that just like you watch what your child consumes in terms of food, right? Like you don't want them eating junk food all day. The same thing with media content. In some ways, it impacts us even more so because, again, it's affecting our brains. So I think definitely parents and anyone involved with caretaking of children need to be very vigilant in terms of moderating the content and really keeping tabs on, what are the sites, what's the content that your child is consuming. Again, I think in terms of our society, there's been this historic debate about media technology, that it ruins our minds, that there's always this kind of fear about media technology, especially as it's new. We see this, of course, coming with as artificial intelligence also starts to ramp up and becomes more widely diffused. But I think if you're looking under capitalism, there's there's always been some very negative kind of connotations or impacts of media. Again, looking at early film technology, we see that Hollywood was basically built on racism, right? Hollywood was, the first blockbuster was Birth of a Nation, D.W. Griffith's Birth of a Nation. That built that industry. So at that time, it was a new technology. There has always been a component, a negative component, and that really kind of, I think, goes back to who owns the media and who controls it and for what ends. As a professor, it's really important to work with our young people, especially younger students, in terms of how to navigate some of the negative pitfalls of social media and the internet. What I always like to stress in my classes is basically to build critical thinking skills, right? So to focus on what is the political economy of the internet, who owns what, for what ends, and also the historical development of technology, to understand the history behind what we're using today. Because if you don't know that history, then you're not really well equipped to understand what's playing out on the day-to-day. Again, I think it goes back to critical thinking, that we're always being critical of the content we're consuming, that we're not just scrolling mindlessly, that we are taking time to interrogate the content that we're consuming to make sure that it's something that is nurturing our souls, right? It's like eating healthy food. You want to nurture your brain as well. So you want to develop your critical thinking skills and understand the larger industry that that the internet is basically built upon, and to always be mindful of the content that you consume and how it's impacting you and the people you love.
Whether it's jump-starting a new career or working toward your degree, Essex County College provides access and opportunities to succeed. ECC offers biology, engineering, computer science, nursing and health sciences, criminal justice, business, liberal arts, supply chain management, and social science in-demand programs. Learn more today about Essex County College. Students first.
Welcome back to Essex County College's Community Education Forum. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy. Our next guest is a Newark resident and a graduate of Marion P. Thomas Charter School in Newark. She is a finance major and she serves as the president of the college's business club. Please welcome Ms. Kedegia Williams to the forum. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Mr. Bundy.
Listen, I'm just so delighted that you're here with us. Share with us a little bit, how did you decide to come to Essex County College?
It was more of like a couple of decisions making. I initially graduated from the Culinary Institute in Hyde Park, and I wanted to further my education. So, like, hey, let me go try Essex, come back to my hometown. And I think it was a really good opportunity. You have the opportunity to go to school for free, and I definitely thought it was the best way to go.
Wow. Let's back up here for a second. So you are you a chef?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Right. You know, it's funny, I heard you talking about cooking and preparing meals when you were even in high school.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that you went that way. I've always wanted to be a chef, but you know, I always like it to look pretty now. You make sure the food is pretty when it's all there. We're going to talk more about that off camera. But listen, what we want to talk to you a little bit is about, you've gone from in the culinary arts to now a finance major. Tell me how the two works together. You're going to open a restaurant? What's your plans?
Many times people ask me that question, are you planning to open a restaurant? I do have a catering business that I do, on the side whenever I have time. Do I want to open a restaurant? If I can in the future, but I think I'm going to go more of the business firm, route.
All right.
Finance is always something that's been just attractive to me since I was much younger. I just love the concept of finance and business and owning a business, managing, running. Anything that came with stocks, it just always pulled me there. So I'm like, I think this might be where I need to be. Okay.
And by the way, it's hard work, but it takes the same determination to make a good meal to have a good business. So, you already kind of did a little taste and see already. You also lead our business club for our students. What do you find interesting about being in a business club?
So what we try to do is try to give the minority opportunity to experience, some of the things that they won't really get to experience in the average, I would say, work world. So even if you're going to college, there's some things that you're going to learn outside of college that we try to explain, whether it's stocks and investing, cryptocurrency. We really touch and hold on to those subjects, and we try to get them into understanding that these are a good thing. These are good things that can boost your value, your future value, and initially make you well off if you know how to play your cards right and know how to pay attention to the stock market.
Now, you know that most businesses fail.
Yes.
Especially as entrepreneurs, people need to understand that a lot of times, you have to really have a lot of willpower and determination because, even those who are very, very successful, you'll find out that they were in many other businesses before they found the one that really did well. Tell us about the mission of the club and what type of knowledge or professional kind of experiences, because I think what you're sharing with us is that the business club takes our students out of the classroom and get a more practical experience or a chance to discuss some of the things, kind of what's on your planning or your radar for this year for the business club?
So for this year, we want to do a few trips. We want to get them out of the classroom because, I mean, you don't want to be in a classroom setting mindset where you're in a club. It's supposed to be a bit fun, supposed to have the opportunity to connect and network with people without having to be in a classroom setting. So what we do is we take them outside the classroom. We went on a few trips. We went to Caldwell University, which they also had a Bloomberg lab there, and it was amazing. So,
Yeah, and people need to know you participated and had the experience of being in our Bloomberg terminal training here. I understand you got your certificate?
yes, I did.
And that means you're prepared to possibly go to Wall Street?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready?
Well, I believe I'm not going to jump the gun. I think
Right.
I am ready.
Are you going to go, how about taking a trip to Wall Street? Is that in your plans?
Oh, definitely. I do see the business club going to Wall Street. A lot of them asked about it a few times. Hey, are we going to go? I'm like, you know, if we definitely can get it, if we can, you know, get the process going to be accepted into actually going there, I'll be really happy.
That's nice. How about dealing with a business plan? Because a business plan is kind of the starting point for a lot of businesses. Not always. Some people hit and miss, but if you're smart, you have a good marketing and a good business plan. Talk to me about that experience. Do you guys evaluate or learn about business plans?
So we do. Our most recent video, that PowerPoint that we went over, was about the different types of business ownerships and how to expand their business. We do recommend they bring in their business cards and, you know, pass them around, switch out. You know, it's a part of networking. So really getting them that opportunity to expand their business and hopefully bring in more customers for them. But also, now that I know, okay, you may be a photographer, your friend may be like into braiding hair, so you have networking now. Okay, if I want to get my hair done, I know who to go to.
Yes.
A photo shoot, I know who to go to. So we do definitely go over and we do discuss those topics and how to enhance the business, their businesses. And
So you're learning very early that networking is important
Yeah,
to
definitely.
get other resources and contacts and, you know, who to go to. Is there some type of competition you may be involved in related to creating a good business plan?
So we do have a competition at the school where anyone can be, you know, involved with it. And what you do, you have a business concept, and you're able to create or invent anything that you want and see if it will prosper or, you know, be an established business. So I do have one myself.
Nice.
I'm not gonna jump into it, but I'll give you a brief. You know, I can't tell you what it is.
Yeah,
you
give
know.
me yeah, that's right. You don't want to give away your gem, but you want to tell me what it is real quick?
So what it is a concept for cars, and it's also a concept for like the average supermarket or big industry supermarkets, but it also gets rid of plastic bags. So
So it's also going to be green energy, and you're worried about the environment. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I want to cut back on plastic bags, and what it is a pretty much a connection with the car and trying to give you more of like I don't want to say it because you have to say it if you explain it. You have to say it if you explain it, but it's pretty much an extension to the car that you're able to use when going into grocery stores.
I'm going to ask you some quick questions. You got to give me some quick answers. How many members do you have in the club?
So we have 91 active members in the business club.
If somebody wants to get in touch with you, how do they do that? How can somebody who wants to join the business club get in?
So we have a few flyers, and we also have a business club group chat. Actually, before I had one of the members say, hey, there's somebody that wants to come into the club. Here's her number. I'm able to add her immediately, contact her.
Do you have an email or something that they can reach you?
Yes, so the email that I use is my school email, which is K-Will, if you want me to spell it, I can, 131 @email.essex.edu.
And we're going to put that up, so if people want to join the business club, they can. 5 years from now, you're an entrepreneur. What are you going to be doing?
There's a few
Briefly.
things I want to do. But when I want to get my books submitted, I also want to further when it comes down to the inventing and entrepreneurship. Hopefully that will be something that takes off, and I can really get into when it comes down to getting the exposure for my inventions, and also hopefully I'll be able to be a financial analyst.
Great, and you'll be able to give them some money back and help fund the business club here.
I definitely
We gotta go. I want to thank you. You're just an awesome young woman. We surely wish you much continued success. Thank you, Kedegia, for joining us here on the forum. Before we go, I want you to take a look at Essex County College's Alumni Corner and meet Abdullatif Ajani. He's from the class of 2004. Essex County College made a difference in his life, and he's now making a difference in the world. Check this out. Welcome back to Essex County College's Community Education Forum. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy. Our next guest is the captain of the Wolverines men's basketball team here at Essex County College. He is a general science major from East Orange who graduated from the Christ of King High School in Newark. Let's meet Michael Isaac. Hi, Michael.
How you doing?
Listen, you got to tell me a little bit about when you started playing basketball. What age were you?
So I was introduced early, around like 4 years old. But I didn't start taking it serious until I was like 12, so I was kind of a late bloomer. But
Well, and 12 is not a late bloomer, but I know what you're saying. Some people are really well developed. What was it about the sport that you like?
I was just free. I was able to be outside longer because I was in the house by myself a lot, so it just helped me build bonds, and I just ran with it.
When's the first time you actually participated like in a game where you like 13, 14, 12? I mean, against like in a real league or something?
When I was 12,
Okay.
in the summer league,
What position?
they had me playing forward.
Now you're not really forward size to me now. What are you on our
I'm
team?
actually a guard.
Your guard?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, I like that. Is there other sports that you enjoy?
Watching-wise, probably boxing or football, but just playing basketball.
Just basketball is your thing. Tell us a little bit about how the Wolverines basketball season is going this year.
So we started off down because we lost to teams that we knew we were not supposed to lose to. And we're picking it up now. We're over 500, so.
Okay, over 500.
Yeah.
Tell me who your big win was so far. Who was the big victory that maybe people didn't expect you guys to win?
I would say Morris County.
Morris County?
Yeah.
Okay, now was the game there or here?
It was there.
It was there.
It came down to the last free throws, so.
All right. Now, you also have the added responsibility of being captain of the team. Did they elect you captain, or did you just take on the role? How did that work?
So when I first came here, I was already a captain because of just how I spoke to my teammates and how I tried to bring everybody together. So I just was given that role.
And of course, it's important to be assertive as the point guard. You're point guard or scoring guard?
I'm actually a scoring guard, but I try to be the point guard at times too.
And that's really more of a leadership role.
Yeah.
I played that position myself. I can't tell you I was that good, but I played it. But you also battled with injuries in the past season. How you doing and now?
So I'm slowly coming back. I dislocated my shoulder. So and I dislocated my shooting arm. So it was kind of hard coming back to try to score a lot, but I'm starting to shoot the ball more and I'm being more efficient.
Now you back on the court actually playing in the games?
Yeah.
All right, okay. And what was your scoring average before the injury?
So I got injured before the season.
Before the season.
So,
what was your score, your average last season?
13.
13 points per game?
Yes.
Not bad, not bad. Okay. Now, you got to share with us, though, how you budget time to do good in the classroom and also be on the basketball court, because I know that's a challenge. There's a lot of practice and exercise you have to put in to be on a basketball team, right?
Yeah, definitely, especially being a science major. So last year they gave us the opportunity to have study hall hours. So right after class, I'll go do study hall, finish out homework assignments or tests that I have, and then. And
does a team study together, or?
We usually have individual because everybody has different schedules.
All right, okay. Name one basketball star that you admire that maybe you modeled your game after.
I'd say Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade, okay. Big Miami
Heat fan. Yeah.
Okay, he's retired now.
Yeah, definitely.
He's actually doing television now. Of course, he's married to a famous movie star. Anything particularly really unique that you liked about Dwayne's game?
Just his game, because I tend to go to the midi a lot, and that's where he excels at, and driving to the basket. So I try to imitate certain stuff, but I love that about his
Now, we're
game.
only a quarter of the way through the basketball season, but who would you predict might win it all this year?
Miami Heat.
Miami Heat?
Yeah.
Is Miami that tough? I mean, I know they got Robinson and they got Butler, and I don't know. You think I didn't even hear nobody talk about Miami.
Hey man.
Or you just a Miami fan?
I'm a Miami fan,
Have
but
you been to Miami?
I have not.
Never been to Miami.
I've been to the airport.
It's it's a wonderful city. It's exciting. That's why a lot of players like to go there because of the good weather and all. All right, so what's coming up? Because I know you have a break during the holidays, but tell me a little bit what's coming up as far as the schedule. What's the schedule look like? Who you got to play?
So, right now, 3 weeks of no games.
Just practice.
Just practice. But as soon as we come back, we play Chesapeake, which is a tough team within like the Maryland area. So that's going to be a big challenge for us.
Okay.
So.
And is all this fun? We have a brand new gym. There's a lot of people coming. How much are you enjoying? Because the gym is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah,
of course,
definitely.
we recently named it after another. Do you know who Cleo Hill is, who we named the gym after?
So I don't know him, but they talk about him a lot.
Right.
And I know he used to
He
get
actually
right.
made it to the NBA.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, he kind of got blackballed out the league after a year or so, but he's from this area, and we were just delighted to name that. So anyway, but you love the new facilities and how everything looks over there. Well, that's great. Share with us what your future plans look like, both as far as your career, because like you said, you're majoring in science, and if you're going to do anything athletically. Let's look ahead about 4 or 5 years from now. What will you be doing?
4 or 5 years, if I don't get offered to at least play overseas or something like that, I want to go to school for physical therapy.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you think that it'll keep you close to athletics and
Yeah.
sports, and also help stay in shape. Now, would you ever be a trainer or just physical therapy? Because you want to do the kind of the medical side of am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, listen, we're running out of time, okay? Let's give a shout out to your team's coaches. Who are they, and who's the head coach?
Bobby Morgan.
All right, we got to make sure he knows, okay? And anybody else on the coaching staff that we want to make sure we recognize?
Coach AJ and Coach Ja.
Okay, all right. And your schedule is always on our website, so you can visit that to find out what's going on, right?
Yes.
With games. And listen, we want to just wish you a lot more continued success.
Thank you.
All right. One question I certainly ask a lot of people: if there was one word that best describes you, what would that one word be?
Hard working.
Hard working? Okay, that's 2 words, but we'll take it. We'll put the little hyphen in, and that's great. Thank you, Mr. Isaac. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you very much.
Much continued success to the Wolverines. We got to go, but let me just ask you, let you know that you've been watching the Essex County College's Community Education Forum. For more information on Essex County College, visit our website at essex.edu. And to catch any of our Community Education Forum shows, check us out on Facebook or YouTube. I'm your host, Alfred Bundy. We'll see you next time.
You've been watching Essex County College's Community Education Forum. For more information on Essex County College, visit essex.edu. To catch any of our Community Education Forum shows, check out Facebook or YouTube. We'll see you next time.